using Streamlabs OBS. This temperamental thing, I gotta like be nice to her. You can do it, baby. You can do it. I need you to broadcast perfectly at 1080p. Because if you don't broadcast at 1080p, I'm gonna be upset. I'm gonna be hurt. I'm gonna cry. I'm not gonna cry, but I need you to broadcast in 1080p. It looks like we're live, and please, if you're watching, let me know if we're broadcasting in 1080p, or if you're watching this after, please let me know if it's broadcasting in 1080p. How's everybody doing today? I hope everybody's doing well. So it looks like there's an exactly 20-second delay from the time of my recording to now. Exactly 20 seconds. So leave it at that. It is now Saturday, June 6, 2020. I bet I'm not the only American that wish that we can do a hard reset on 2020. And what's weird is I bought a house. And that's the one thing I don't want to take back in 2000. Two things. I bought a house and I became a grandfather. I don't want those things reset. So you know what? I don't want to do a hard reset, because a hard reset resets everything. Let's not do a hard reset. Let's just pick those things that we know ain't happening right in our ecosystem, in our what's that computer term again? In our PC, in our operating system. Those things that aren't working in our operating system, and let's just reset those things. Because if I do a hard reset, then I gotta hard reset my house. I gotta hard reset my grandchild. I'm not trying to hard reset that, man. Unless like the house is like, nah, God, I appreciate the Lord for allowing me the opportunity and the provisions to have a house. Because a couple of years ago it was tough. It was hard. But yeah, man. King Tash, Family Vlogs, what's going on? Thank you so much for watching. I appreciate your presence here. Really appreciate your presence here. Appreciate your content. Good morning, Marley December. How are you today? Marley December is in the building, mountain, with that country slang, mountain. I thought I put this on. Oh, my sister sent me a video on the Ring. Let me put this on mute so that I could not be disturbed. My sister should be watching this. Like, why is she texting me and she's not watching this, man? Where's the support, man? Where's the support from your family? They should be watching this, not texting me. They should hit her back. Yeah, and now I'm putting it on mute. King Tash, Family Vlogs. It is extremely heart-wrenching to witness what is happening in the world today. Heart-wrenching. It hurts. Wait, before I go further, if you guys can tell me if I'm broadcasting at 1080p, that would be helpful. I'm just trying to see if it fully went through. But yeah, the world is it's crazy. Like, we started 2020, and it seemed like it was going to be a decent year. Like, people were like, yeah, 2020 is a year of vision. 2020 vision. Yeah. But then the virus happened. Then the killing of that young lady in her house, the nurse, by the police, and then Ahmaud Arbery, and then George Floyd. It's a crazy thing, like 2020, and if I can do a reset, I definitely would. Except, like I was saying before, Jaden, how you doing? I wouldn't do a hard reset because there are some positive things that happened to me already in 2020. I don't want those things to go away. Namely, my grandchild. I need my grandchild here because I want to see him and hug him and kiss him and play with him and all that stuff. But yeah, I don't want to. But it's crazy. And as a father, raising children, sons, but children nonetheless, it's tough. Jaden's new to the channel. Jaden, thank you so much for watching. Make sure you guys hit that like button too if you don't mind. YouTube algorithms appreciate videos that are liked. So hit that like button if you don't mind, and share it out if you can. Twitter, whatever. But thank you so much for visiting, and thank you it's your first time here, we welcome you to the Harrison Family Vlogs. I appreciate your presence because you could be doing anything other than watching the live right now, and I appreciate you for watching. Yeah, so today I just want to talk, and it's unscripted. I don't have like bullet points. I'm just going to be sharing from my heart today about how I feel as a father in this crazy time in history right now. There are more videos being released, and this is heart-wrenching. It is. Like, it's over and over and over again. What was her name? The young lady, if somebody can put the name of the young lady that recently, the nurse who was shot and killed by the police when they busted into her house. I saw a video today of a guy who was pulled over. I guess he was pulled over for speeding, and he was being arrested, and they wasn't telling him why he was being arrested. He was a black man, and the cop just kept saying, "Put your hands behind your back," and he kept saying, "For what?" And I thought that if you were going to be arrested, the police are supposed to tell you why you're being arrested, why you're being detained. Like, I'm going to just let you kidnap me and not tell me if I did something wrong, because that's what it feels like at that point. If I did something wrong, tell me what I did wrong and give me the opportunity to just, like, let's say, hey, I caught you speeding. Okay, then aren't you supposed to give me a ticket? Aren't you supposed to give me a ticket? Like, you gonna send me to jail for speeding? Where's my summons? Breonna Taylor, thank you so much, Marley December. I appreciate it. Breonna Taylor. I'm going to get into that in a second. But he was removed from his car. The one cop tried to cuff him. They asked for backup. The man even said, "Please let your backup come, because we got to explain this. Like, you're supposed to tell me why I'm being arrested. You're not even telling me." And then the cop eventually said, "For speeding." What cop is supposed to arrest somebody for speeding, unless they were doing 100 miles an hour in a 25-mile-an-hour zone? I get that, right? But you don't even tell him why he's being arrested. And then the other cop that comes gets out of his police car. He's not assessing the situation. The guy is not being violent. He has his hands out like this. He comes up to him and said, and the first thing this new cop on the scene does is grabs him by the neck and shouts, "Get on the effing floor." Like, what? What? It's a crazy time right now, and people who are watching it that look like the people that are victimized in those videos are upset. They're upset because they see themselves in that situation. They've either been in that kind of situation and no justice was served, or they know somebody that's been in that kind of situation. They've experienced some level of racism. And I have Facebook, and I've been in dialogue with a lot of people, and I don't mind dialogue. We don't have to agree for us to have a peaceful conversation. I love talking to people, learning people's point of view. It helps sharpen my point of view. People claim that racism cannot exist because race is a made-up concept. And I agree with race being a made-up concept. There really is scientifically one human race. And in that human race, there's a beautiful diversity among it. We are able to procreate. We are able to live together. We are able to learn each other's languages. We are able to coexist together. We are able peacefully as a human race. We are. Okay? As a black man, I can live in Korea and assimilate to that culture and should be okay. Right? That's ideal because I'm a human being. I am a part of the human race. Right? But in the human race, there is a beautiful diversity that European colonists made ugly by classifying people groups based on their skin color as a race. That's made up. Now, when a people group feel that they are superior because of their made-up race, that's racism. And because that's something that can be actualized and substantiated, racism itself is real. It may have come from a made-up construct, but it produced something very real and very ugly. Excuse me. By the way, let me pause for a second. What are you guys sipping on today? I got my coffee with my hazelnut creamer. Now, some people call it like I have creamer with some coffee in it. I don't like dark coffee. I like my coffee a little bit light. Not necessarily like my women. Boom, boom. Ksh. But yeah, I just like my coffee light and 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 tasteful. So leave in the comments what you're sipping on today. Yeah. So um yeah, so racism exists. And my kids are living in a society and a system where um racism exists. And so people want to say that, well, it doesn't make sense, it doesn't exist, it's not systemic. It is absolutely systemic. And the reason why a system is built over a period of time. And in that system, it has made up laws, made up for like. All right, you know what? I'll even say it like this, right? The same people that claim that racism isn't real because of that, specifically a lot of the white people, are the same ones that claim that the United States itself is real. The United States is a concept. It's a system. It's not just geography. It really isn't geography. It's a system established by people that state this border here and inside these borders make up the United States. And in that, we create laws that govern what's in that border. Made up concept. The thing is, people are inconsistent with their arguments. Pro-American. I'm pro-American. And by the way, I love America. I appreciate the freedoms that I have. I also acknowledge the privileges that I don't have that other people do. Let me state that. And they'll stand behind a system, right? That's not actually like real because it was made up, right? But then when black people are victimized because of their skin color, they want to cry, well, race isn't real. Well, that system that created this country helped create that concept of race in the first place. It's all through the Constitution. All right? It was all through the Constitution. People of black skin are 1/3 of a man. Systemic. Whites are allowed to own black slaves. Systemic. So people could say, racism isn't real or there's no such thing as systemic racism. There is. And I'm not trying to like downplay anybody's intelligence. It is what it is. All right. You can say I don't believe it. Well, you don't need to believe it. It is. Like something that's true, you don't have to believe. It's true regardless. So you can say I don't believe it's true. It doesn't make it any less true, my friend. It does not make it any less true, my friend. So my kids are being raised in this kind of society. And in this home, we see color. However, my kids are taught to appreciate everybody's culture. Everybody's culture. My son, Nathaniel, went to a predominantly white school throughout his whole education, public education. And we talked a lot about his blackness, his skin color, how his peers interact with him despite that, um, and how despite him being maybe different looking, to appreciate the diversity among him. Gabriel too. Gabriel spent his first 5 years in education in a predominantly white school with all white staff. And he had a little bit of a culture shock because he went from an all-white female, not just an all-white, but an all-white female staff, to going to a all-boys school with a black principal, black assistant principal, black teachers, male teachers, and white teachers as well. And that was a culture shock. He never knew that there were that many, even though in that school, that's in New York, in Staten Island, to have a staff look like that is an anomaly. It's not the norm. He was shocked to see that, and he was also encouraged. to see that too. But um, and the reason why he was encouraged is because he saw at his school now a variety of people, a variety of teachers. All right, he enjoyed that. He enjoys that experience. And Marley says she's sipping on Bustelo, and 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 mocha. I think that says mocha, topped with whipped cream. If I had whipped cream, I would have put it on top. I would have definitely put it on top. So now my sons are going to be growing older, right? They're going to become men, and my sons their mother is Puerto Rican, and she's fair skinned Puerto Rican. So my kids have fairly light skin, but they also have features of people of African descent or black. So my sons are growing up and they're seeing what's happening, and they're questioning not just their worth but their safety when they leave. Gabriel, kid you not, since what happened with Ahmaud Arbery, has not want to leave his house. He has not wanted to leave home. My 12-year-old doesn't want to leave his house because of what's been happening. Isn't that crazy? Isn't that crazy? He doesn't want to leave. I tell him, take the basketball, go outside, bounce it for a little bit. Nah, I'm just not comfortable going outside. I just don't want anything to happen. What 12-year-old thinks like that? When I was 12, you couldn't get me inside the house. I was always outside. Always outside. Social media, the news media, 24-hour news media, they make information, and it doesn't necessarily have to be the right information. They just make information even more easily accessible. My sons have cell phones with unlimited data. We have 1 gigabyte Wi-Fi in this house all over. It's all over the place. And I'm teaching my sons how to navigate through the information and how to grow up confidently and be a person that loves themselves. Marley says, sadly, I had to have that talk with Aisha when she attended a predominantly black school. Yeah. Yep. And now Nathaniel is going to an not an all black. I'm pretty sure that Morehouse has some, but it's a predominantly black, historically black college and university in Atlanta, Georgia. That's an all boys school, Morehouse College. I'm a Morehouse dad, or I will be. And Nathaniel, more now than even before, has been considering his blackness. And I would be concerned if this was going on right now and he actually had to be in his school. Because there's 4,000 kids in this school, and maybe 60 of those students look like him. Like, be perfectly honest with you, that's how it is. You can count less than 100 kids that may be black in that school, right? And it's hard. It's hard. And we've had discussions about Black Lives Matter. I've had discussions with other people. And there's some people that are on the plane that all lives matter. And I think it's a valid conversation that needs to be had. One of those questions in this conversation that needs to be asked is, why is it that the term Black Lives Matter offend so many people? Why? Gabriel could come down here and talk for hours about this. But why does Black Lives Matter offend so many people? Black Lives Matter, but don't all lives matter? The black students bullied her for her skin complexion, told her go home to her white mom. What? But I bet you all them black dudes in the school now are trying to, hit Aisha up on her in her DMs and be like, hey, so remember me from high school? Yeah, so what if we go get some coffee later? Knuckleheads. Tiffany Chanel, what's going on? How you doing? Thank you so much for coming into the chat. I appreciate you. Yeah, so Black Lives Matter. Why does Black Lives Matter offend people? It's not saying only Black Lives Matter. And why is it that so many people read it as such. Oh, okay. All right. Well, as long as you're watching, you don't have to. Wait, let me type it in. She can't hear, but let me type it in. All right. Oh, no, no, no. Okay, cancel. All right. The Streamlabs is confusing. All right. So, why does it offend people? It causes people to self-reflect, and a lot of people don't want to self-reflect. Whenever somebody gets offended, it's their offense is a lack of self-reflection. You know, you ever, and I've felt this too. When somebody came to me and told me something about myself, right? And it could have been true, and I got offended. Like, how dare you talk to me like that? Or how dare you say this about me? It could be true. I just don't want to self-reflect on it, right? So, Black Lives Matter causes people to look and say, "Wow, what am I doing to make them feel that way?" Let me read some of the chats. Let me pull you up on my phone. All right. I have you playing on 2 devices also. Thank you. I appreciate that. Okay, got me pulled up on the phone too. Thanks. Thank you so much. All right. So Black Lives Matter. Why does it offend people? And they don't want to come to grips with the fact that they have a certain level of privilege that blacks don't have. Because once they come to once they hear that Black Lives Matter, they don't want to admit that they have it better off than black people. I forgot her name, but she's a brilliant, like, she was a nun. And she had, she was doing social experiments, I think, in the 70s and the 80s. And she said this, and she's speaking to a group of white people. She said, let me ask you a question. Raise your hand if you see, knowing, she said, just like this, you, not verbatim, but this in the same way, you, knowing what blacks have to experience in this country, would change places with them right now. Raise your hand. And not one white person in that place raised a hand. And then she said, and that tells me that you know that you are privileged and they have it worse off than you. Right? Come on. So Black Lives Matter causes people to say, wow, black people really don't have it like we have it. They don't have the same, securities as I would as an American. But then the question should automatically be, right? And if they really believed all lives matter, why would this group of black people feel like they don't matter? That's not the question that most people are asking. They just want to respond with, but all lives matter. Stop. Wait a second. Chill. Think about it. If you really believe all lives matter, you're going to ask the question, well, I believe all lives matter, but why do you feel you don't matter? Please tell me. And allow people to explain it and actually listen to people when they talk. Listen to people when they talk. I love that the mayor in D.C. painted Black Lives Matter on the street and changed the street name to Black Lives Matter. Come on. That's a beautiful thing. Beautiful thing. The NFL, the commissioner of the NFL even admitted to getting it wrong when Colin Kaepernick was taking a knee. So, because here's the thing about the protesting, right? What's going on, Candy C? When we peacefully protest, we are against the American flag by taking a knee during the pledge. We're not like turning our back to it. We're in solidarity, kneeling before the flag. We're not turning our back. We protest on state buildings, right? We're angry black people. We riot. We're angry black people. We loot. We're angry black people. And I don't condone rioting or looting at all. I understand why people are upset. I understand why they are looting. I just don't agree with the concept of looting and rioting. Right? But I had a conversation online with somebody about this, right? He posted a post about black people a black organization will begin protesting bearing arms, right? They're going to be peacefully protesting bearing arms. And he said, oh, now they're going to be protesting with guns. So I sent him an article of a group of a white organization, a group of men on their state capitol with guns, right? And they were protesting the coronavirus and the lockdown. They weren't even protesting, like, white people who are dying at the hands of another people group. They just wanted to be able to go outside on their own and in peace whenever they wanted. And they were on the state capitol with guns. Those white people were exercising their First Amendment right. So I explained that to him. So how is it that they're able to do that, right? And then his response automatically was because they're not rioting or looting. So I said, you're putting all the black people that are out there that are upset about this in the same category. The people that are protesting because they want to see change in the system. People who are rioting are angry and they don't know what's going to happen because they've tried protesting and nothing has happened. People are looting because they just want free stuff. That's all it is. That's how I see it. They just want free stuff, Yeah, man. And on 34th Street in Manhattan, people hit up, they like tore through Macy's, the flagship store on 34th Street. And I was just praying, please leave B&H Photo alone. Please leave B&H Photo alone because I'm about to order some stuff and I don't want any shipments delayed. So leave B&H Photo alone. But crazy. It's crazy. Oh, let me read some of the chats. Of course, all lives matter, but black lives are the ones that are being harmed right now. Yes, Tiffany Chanel. Excuse me. Exactly, Tiffany Chanel. Oh, you think I'm Superman? Man, I would like to be more like a T'Challa. T'Challa with Superman abilities. That's some good coffee. What are you guys sipping on this morning? What's your morning drink? And if you guys missed Candy C's premiere, go back to her page. Let me see if I can find it. Let me see if I can find her page. And then, so you guys can go back and watch that premiere. Hit that link. Hit that link. Give me 1 second. Yeah. And, yeah, man, hold on. Can I do it from here? Let me see something. Please bear with me. Thank you so much for hanging out with me this morning and allowing me to unscriptedly process what's happening in the world today. Okay, I have to go. Give me a second, guys. Was that her name, Jane Elliott? That's probably her name. I think that name is familiar. Hold on. Yeah, and you're an hour behind us, so like it's really early for you. It's like 9:30 for you right now. Okay, what's happening? So Candy C. Like there's a couple of Candy C's on here. I did a search. Let me just go into my friends list and there you are. All right. Copy. Stop. So I'm about to send you guys a link to Candy C's new video. Please go and watch it. Please go and watch it. Here it is. But don't watch it till after the live, okay? Unless you want to watch it at the same time. Hit that right button, open up a new tab, and watch both at the same time. All right. Now, let me see if I could... 1 second, guys. One second. I got like so much things happening right now. There we go. There we go. There we go. Yeah. So back to the conversation at hand. So think I was talking about the Black Lives Matter movement and the protests. So we can't, so we have to be consistent, right? And in fact, the fact that white men who are armed can protest with, bearing arms and be American and exercise their First Amendment right, but black people are a threat when they do, shows why in America Black lives must matter. It shows it. It shows it. And it's upsetting. It's really upsetting. There was a guy, I think a school para, a couple of years ago, in his car with his wife, and I think it was his girlfriend. And the cop pulled him over. When the cop pulled him over, he followed the prompts and told the officer, I am legally carrying a gun. Guy says, okay. And then the officer asks for him to give him his license and registration. He goes to reach for it, his wallet, and then the officer yells, "Don't grab the gun." The man says in his own video, "I'm not grabbing my gun. I'm getting my license." And he says, "Don't grab the gun." He says, "I'm not grabbing my gun." And then the officer shoots him dead. It shows that, black people don't have the same rights as whites. There's also a video that you can watch, and my sons have seen some of these videos of white men in the street, that are an actual threat with AR-15s or, 9mm guns in their hands, and they are talked down. These are conversations that I have to have with my sons. Thank you for the thumbs up, AJ. I really appreciate it. If you guys go on my my Instagram, you'll be able to see one of my stories about one of a video of something that happened recently. Rona Vlog, thank you so much for coming in. Thank you so much for allowing me to be in your live. Also, Rona Vlog just went live earlier. She's got like a busy evening, I think. She's about to go party, I think. But yeah, so these are things that I have to talk to my sons about. I know that we need police, and people who are on the outside, who aren't black, feel like Black Lives Matter, just want to remove the police altogether. And really, they just want the police to be held accountable for injustice. Their job is to uphold uphold and enforce the law and to protect and serve. But if they are the ones breaking civil law, who's holding them accountable? That's all it is. Why does Black Lives Matter offend you so much? It's not saying, oh, only Black Lives Matter. It's not saying, like if I was to go and say, you know what, I'm in the mood for some pizza, like Italian food, right? I just want some Italian food. Why don't somebody just say, Andre, all food kind of matter, so like don't single out just one thing, like leave your options open. Food is food, You're all right. Man. I see it like this, right? I see a pyramid, and at the top of the pyramid, you have all lives matter. And then underneath that, you have every other demographic, right, that matters. And when you look at the demographics underneath the all lives matter, specifically in America, you can see where, lives matter. Italian lives matter. Maybe Asian lives matter. The LGBTQ lives matter. The, other lives that matter, right? All in there. But when you look, you'll see something that's missing. And you're trying to identify what is missing. What is missing? And the people that are that created this system, that created the pyramid, like, well, I don't know what's missing. I don't think anything is missing. No, something's missing. I just don't know what it is. Like, there's a bar missing from there. The only way you can input what's missing is to reveal it. Black Lives Matter is revealing that black people are not seen as other races, quote unquote, and other cultures in America are seen. That's all it is. And the system doesn't want you to expose that. Once you expose it, they're going to have to insert it underneath the pyramid of all lives matter. And when your response immediately to Black Lives Matter, is all lives matter, then what you're saying is, we don't care if you're missing from the equation. We're not concerned about that. My sons have to grow up in a system that tells them, or rather shows them, that they're less than, or they have to work twice or three times as hard to get what others have gotten. They're also living in a system that tells them that how you feel or how we've made you feel about your blackness is your problem. Not my problem, your problem. When you go looking for a house in a community of people that don't look like you, and they don't sell you the house because you look the way you do, that's your problem, not ours. If you're qualified for a job and you have every single qualifications met, and you don't get the job, and you look around and there's only white people working there, and you think that it may be because you're black, that's your problem, not mine. That's your problem. My sons have to grow up in this world. They have to grow up in this world. It's crazy. It's crazy. Saw videos of a young white lady trying to school her parents. I saw a video of white girls in Bay Ridge, Brooklyn, not far, like right over the Verrazano Bridge, putting up Black Lives Matter on posters around the neighborhood. And one man comes out of his house and starts to educate them about God created different races. No, he didn't. But God created different races. For instance, this was the most stupidest thing I've heard somebody say to add to their argument. Hey, Rhoda. He said, I'm not going to mate my German Shepherd with a Chihuahua or Poodle. You dummy. That's your argument? Like, you can't get any more ignorant than that. Because you didn't say, right, a dog can't mate with a cat, then you'll be correct. Those are two different races, two different species. Right? Because he said blacks and whites are different species. He really did say that. Those are two different species. It just won't work. Right? Well, if I get a monkey and I want to mate it with my German Shepherd, it will never work. You're right. You're right there. They're two different species. But a poodle and a German Shepherd are both dogs, which means that they can procreate and create another dog. This is the type of ignorance that's out there that I'm really hoping to not just expose, but to end. I don't mind having conversations with people. I enjoy having conversations with people, especially if they disagree with me. And if there's any amount of ignorance on their part, I'm going to continue to engage because I want to be able to help them. And not in that prideful way where I know more than you and I'm about to educate you and school you. It's more of a compassion because they may have hate and ignorance in their heart, and that has to come out. And I feel for them. I don't want them to have to live with the burden of hate in their heart. So I will engage with them. I don't want them to have to live with the unknown burden of ignorance. That ignorant burden of ignorance that they don't know. I just want them to see, and I won't stop engaging people. But at the same time, I want my sons to be protected and to be safe in the society. I want my sons to come home. It's sad that we can feel like we're being treated unjustly and we can't speak out for ourselves. We can't speak up. Because if we speak up, we're resisting arrest. And if we're resisting arrest, then that means for police officers to kill us or hurt us really bad. So I was teaching my sons, if you're ever pulled over, don't fight, don't argue. You do that at the police station. That's where you do it, at the police station. You go with the officer. Don't say comply. And then when you get to the police station, you call me. We'll go to the police station. I'll let them know who I am. I'll let them know who you are. And I'll probably get some of the cops that's present that I know and tell that cop that arrested my son who he is. It's crazy. It's crazy. We can't even protest. And I'm a Christian. I believe in Jesus. I believe in the gospel of Jesus Christ. And I also believe that the gospel of Jesus Christ, the salvation message, would eliminate all racism if it's done correctly. Because this European form of what they consider Christianity promoted racism, which is why in this Christian country that people consider America, racism is systemic. They weren't following the true gospel of Jesus Christ, because the true gospel of Jesus Christ, right, his message, his death on the cross brings all of us together, everyone together. It doesn't matter if you're Jew, Gentile, black, white, whatever you are, whatever created race that European colonialism labeled you as, we are all one in Christ, which means that no one is better than the other. God is not favoring one specific race over the other. And since his death, Jesus' death on the cross, even the Jews who are favored by God are still on the same plane as everybody else in the eyes of God right now because of the death on the cross. That would bring an end to racism altogether, right? That specific message of Christ's sacrifice on the cross. But for that to happen, people have to actually preach the gospel. Now, so with that being said, we have to be able to consider this, right? I know believers who will dismiss the situation, specifically white evangelicals who try to dismiss the situation. And I praise God because yesterday I had an opportunity to pray at a prayer and protest organized by an evangelical organization in Staten Island. They allowed me to pray, and I appreciate that. So if you're watching, thank you so much for allowing me to be a part of it. And I'm praying that you guys don't stop the work, that you guys keep it up, and I'll be behind you 100%, helping you promote racial reconciliation through the gospel in the right way. So we have to be able to just end our ignorance and allow for a space for people to talk, open up, and get real, and expose why do people feel that they are better than somebody else because of the way they look. Let me get to some of the comments. I've been talking a lot without engaging you guys, so I apologize. Thanks, host. Like and shared on the way to the party. All right, have a good time on the vlog. You probably left already. Yes, the truth, you have to reveal it. Systemic racism. Haley, I love that video. Haley's invited to the barbecue. She's coming to the barbecue. She's invited to the family reunion. Yes. Reminds me of the episode on Family Matters when Carl Winslow's son, Eddie, was racially profiled. The son was so devastated. Yeah, and at first the father didn't believe him because there's that thin blue line that other officers aren't allowed to cross. It's like that man in Buffalo, and this isn't even a race thing. Like, it's one thing when you use your power as a police officer in the wrong way. It's another thing when you use your power as a police officer and you're racist. This man, this older 75-year-old man, was engaging the police officer, and one police officer pushed him to the floor. He fell, started bleeding from his head or ear or wherever. And when the other officer tried to help, he pushed him away and he started marching right over him. Like, what kind of nonsense is that? Either way, the thin blue line that other officers are afraid to cross, even though they know what's happening is wrong. It's hard. Not all cops are bad. Like, so I'm not anti-cop. I appreciate police officers, and I feel like that white person that says I'm not racist, I have black friends, because I'm about to say I don't hate cops. I have cops who are friends, but I really do have cops that I love and are good friends of mine. I work with cops in the community. When I was the director at the coordinator at the community center, police officers were there with us almost every night. We would host police versus community games. So, but it's the bad police officers that could make it look bad for everybody else, right? And people want us to say, well, stop saying all police are bad, because there are only some. But then, on the flip side to that, they're saying all of those black protesters are bad because of some rioters or looters. So if you got to be consistent. Period. But either way, yeah, it promotes racism and oppression. Yeah, that colonialistic type of Christianity definitely did promote that. Thanks for the elevation. You're welcome. Still here. Candy C is still in the building. Beautiful topic, Harrison Family Vlogs. Thank you so much, AJ. I remember that episode. It was a deep episode. Yes, Molly. I cried when I saw that video last night. The 75-year-old man did nothing wrong to deserve such treatment. Yeah, and that's the thing. Like, we have to be absolutely calm and collected when we come into contact with police officers. I have to train my sons, how to engage a police officer. Where these police officers are trained in how to engage us, and they can go off the handle and kill us and then get away with it. I didn't see that video, but that is so terrible and just sad. Yeah. Well, I posted a video today on my stories, if you could take a look at it. But I'm gonna see if I can find that video of the older man and see if I can share that on my stories as well for you, because it was sad. He started bleeding from his ear, and it's like they left him there. Like, where's your concern for humanity? And I'm not, like, in this specific instance, like there's got to be a cop that sees something like that and do something. There was a video of a man pushing protesters, and another officer, a black female officer, came in and pulled him and was like, "You better." Like, the imagery in that was so powerful, but it was also so sad. Like why does that have to happen in the first place? And to state that he tripped and fell was such a coward move. And they said that. Listen, the one of the best things that happened to black people is the advancement of technology and being able to have recording technology at a high quality from this device right here. And I do recommend, if you are going to record an incident, never record it to your phone. Always go live on some social media format so that it saves. Do not record on your phone, because they'll break the phone, they'll trash it, and say you're lying. But if you record it, and not Instagram, because unless you do it to your Instagram, not even, just do it to Facebook Live. Go, if you don't have a Facebook and you are an African American person, get a Facebook, at least just to be able to record instances that may happen in your life, and it'll save. Yeah, but it was sad, man. Like, I got to talk to my sons constantly about this kind of thing. It would be ideal if we lived in a world where we saw color and we appreciated the beauty and diversity. We look at a rainbow in the sky and see all those different colors, and and maybe I could be wrong, I've never once heard anybody say, "Wow, look at that rainbow. I love the red in the rainbow." Like, all the other colors, but that red in the rainbow is beautiful. Like, when people see a rainbow, they like, "Wow, such a beautiful rainbow." Like, and they look at the rainbow itself. We got to be able to look at the human race and say, wow, look at the beauty and the diversity of this race right here. They reported that the elder guy tripped and fell. Then the video was released. And I heard that the officers resigned after getting suspended without pay. Now, but also here's the thing. And I have to say this. Thank you, Tiffany. Yeah, I think it's needed. You need to have a Facebook Live, because if you record it directly to your phone without, or even like a YouTube and record through YouTube Live, if you don't have a phone, if you have a phone and you record it to your phone, they can confiscate that phone and break it or do whatever. So, Marley, that older guy who was white fell. Those cops were put on administrative leave without pay. Which they should have. That was the right decision. Now, Black Lives Matter would come in and say, well, if that was a black man, would those police officers be put on administrative leave without pay? Would that happen? Because there's been instances where in the past where something like that has happened, and those officers that were the culprits of the aggression was put on administrative leave with pay. So that also exposes. Now, what happened to him is sad, and I'm not condoning it, and I'm not downplaying what happened. It was a messed up thing. But to give those officers administrative leave without pay, that should happen across the board. Once a video or evidence comes out that they lied, they need to be put on leave without pay. If they are abusing their power as an officer of the law who is called to protect and serve, and they've taken an oath and they violated that oath, they need to be put on administrative leave without pay, especially if there's evidence that shows they broke the oath and they violated their call to being a police officer. Last night, it was reported that all 57 of the officers resigned. Good. But here's the thing about this, Marley December. They'll probably get hired in some southern district, some southern community as a sheriff, you know. And I feel bad for all of them, because, like, really, if they all walked over him, then they all deserve to be fired. But I feel bad for those officers that inside they want to do something about it, and they feel like they can't because they're afraid of retaliation from their fellow officers. You know, without checks and balances, how do we feel safe? How do we feel safe? My white brothers and sisters are not afraid to walk outside and even engage in disagreements with police officers. They're not. But my black brothers and sisters have to be careful with what they say, how they say it, or even if they say anything at all. My sons have to be careful. Black lives do matter, just like white lives matter. Just like European lives matter, Russian lives matter, Chinese lives matter, Filipinos' life matters, Nigerian life matters, Brazilian life matters, Dominican life matters. Because all life matters, right? But if you are of African descent and you're black in America, you're still seen as less as. And the problem is this. We feel it, and those who are on the benefiting side of it, you know, white people who are benefiting from this, ignore it because they don't want to lose that benefit. Good morning, Ashley's Life. How you doing today? That's exactly what I said, but they only resigned because the two officers were reprimanded. Well, did they resign in protest because they were supporting the officers? Is that why they resigned, or did they resign knowing that the hammer was about to come down on them? Because if they've been on the job for any amount of years, and they get fired, they lose their pension. So if they felt like they were going to be reprimanded, and they probably resigned so that they wouldn't risk losing their retirement, which is a smart move. I would do it. I'm doing good today. Just having a discussion about what I feel about Black Lives Matter and how I communicate that with my sons. But I do appreciate you coming to the live. We got 6 people currently right now watching. Thank you so much for watching. Make sure you hit that like button. Share it out if you'd like. I got 4 more minutes. 4 more minutes on here, and then I'm going to call it a day. They resigned supporting the officers. Maybe I'm wrong then. Maybe I'm wrong. Maybe I shouldn't feel bad that some of them felt like they couldn't do anything. They resigned to support the officer who did nothing to help the man that he pushed on the floor, the elderly man who was bleeding from. They resigned. You know what? It's a good thing they resigned. Those are the type of cops we don't want protecting and serving our communities. Good. Glad they resigned. Get out. Get out. Now, the emergency services, the ESU, can now be mixed. They can have people of all ethnic backgrounds serving and protecting the community. And mind you, Buffalo's no cakewalk. Buffalo's a tough place to police. Like, Buffalo is real. Like, it's real out there. So maybe they can now hire people that look like the people that actually live in Buffalo and protect and serve. And the good cops can really be good cops. And if you are a good cop, you will hold the bad cops accountable. I say that with love. I say that with love. All right. I have 2 more minutes on here. 2 more minutes. How long have I been live? I can't even see. Yeah, about 2 more minutes left. Got to finish up my coffee. Been talking so much, and my throat feels like dry because I've been talking so much. I've been talking a lot lately and typing a lot lately too. My son is still asleep because he was up all night playing video games. That's his Friday routine. Yeah, you know about Buffalo. Like, Buffalo's real out there. I have a good friend I consider my brother. Him and his wife live out there. So whenever I go to Buffalo, I stay with them. I haven't seen them in over 10 years. And what's beautiful about our relationship is that despite the time we haven't seen each other and the distance, whenever we engage each other, it's like we haven't skipped a day. So, yeah, man. Yeah, it's crazy. Man. All right. Now I have about 2 minutes. I had about 3 minutes before. Yeah, I'm still sipping because I've been talking. I've been talking this whole time. And I was like, chill. Like, it's almost at that iced coffee stage. So it doesn't have that robust feel when I drink it. Tiffany Chanel, don't you have a video? No, I don't think it's today. Also, I have a video going, premiering today, I think at 3 p.m. And I was just offering tips for parents who are remote teaching. And I know a lot of the school districts are already on their summer breaks. But maybe it's a video that you can share with a parent who may be having to endure remote learning come August or September when school opens up again. Yeah, what is everybody sipping? Mommy, you are late. Mommy, where were you this whole time? Where were you? Good morning. Good morning, beautiful, by the way. My mom's beautiful. Good morning. But yo, where were you today? Who are you? Gosh. Well, I've been talking this whole time, and now you show up. Oh, by the way, I have merchandise. Here's one of the shirts, but did you pray about it? You can get this in almost any color. In the Teespring link in the description. Also, I have hoodies, coffee mugs, all that stuff if you want to support the channel and actually get something for your support. Because some people I'm not monetized yet, so you can't like super chat me yet. But you can actually support the channel and get something in return. So please, if you guys would like to get one of these shirts, but did you pray about it? We have mugs with that on it. and different merchandise that promotes Harrison Family Vlogs, please go on by all means and do that. You forgot. It's okay. I forgive you, Mom. I forgive you. You were probably sitting by the pool in this beautiful weather, like in your summer bliss, not thinking about anything, and then all of a sudden you was like, "Oh man, my son's live," and then boom, and then boom. All right, but it is now an hour in. It's 11:01, and I'm going to get off here so I can engage in other YouTube content from some people that I support. I want to thank everybody so much for coming onto the live and hitting the likes. I have 9 viewers, so let's see if I can get to 9 likes. If you guys can like it, all right, please do. Yeah. Oh, thank you so much, Marley, for sharing the link for my Teespring store, my channel support link. I appreciate that. And at least you came, Mommy. My parents may or may not remember. Yeah. So I thank you, Mom, for coming through. All right, guys, I'm going to end the live here. I appreciate you guys so much for coming and engaging with me and allowing me to process it. I still have a lot more that I want to share, but it's such a deep topic that it's hard to exhaustively share what you feel about it because it's hard. It's a hard topic. But maybe I'll do a part 2 of this if you guys are interested. We'll see. Oh, you hit the like from both devices. I got a double like from Tiffany Chanel. What? The Fit Queen. Dion, how you doing? Oh, you missed it? You can watch the replay. I appreciate you for coming, though. I appreciate you for coming. I really, really do. Thank you so much. It's raining, and I was talking to Alicia and Anton. You next. Ha ha. They should be watching the vlog. They should be watching this, too. Why are you talking to them while I'm going live? Like, you should be telling them, you know, Andre's live. Let's go and watch his live with him. Come on, Mom. You got to support. Let me stop. I'm messing with you. I'm messing with you. Enjoy the live. Have a blessed rest of your weekend, host, and everyone. Thank you so much. I appreciate it. Thank you so much, Tiffany Chanel, for watching. Thank you, Dion. Thank you for doing that. All right, guys. I'm going to try to end it here. I'm going to, wait like 20 seconds after I say this so that it could end. God bless, everybody. Have a good day. Enjoy your weekend. All lives matter, but right now, because of this disparity, Black lives have to matter at this particular moment so that all lives can matter tomorrow. I love you all. Thank you so much for your support, and God bless you. And until next Saturday or other videos. And by the way, I'm trying to vlog daily today, this for the month of June. So every day I'm going to try to vlog, and hopefully I get that 1,000 subscriber mark soon by the end of the month. So that's my goal. All right, guys. Love you guys. Thank you so much for enjoying the stream, Marley. Until the next live or until I post a new premiere, God bless.